Ever since I purchased the Galaxy S22 Ultra, this thing has been a very rocky road. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 things I love about this device and 5 things that are absolutely annoying. Now, before I get into it, make sure to smash that subscribe button. It really helps me grow a small channel like mine. Also, don't forget to like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and let me know in the comment section below how I can improve. On with the video. Now, I'm going to start with things that I love about this device. And the 5 things I love the most, well, to start, the first thing is, just to get it out of the way, this device is unparalleled when it comes to the functionalities that this brings to the table. I don't think any other device can come close to this one. And so instead of making this entire video about all the features and the S Pen, I'm just gonna give this one spot, the first spot, to all of the features, encompass all of them, including the S Pen. It's one of the reasons so many people will buy this device, and honestly, it's one of the reasons I bought it. The second best thing about this device stares at you whenever you look at it. It is the display. Ladies and gentlemen, this display is extremely, it's one of the most gorgeous ones I've seen on any device, and that's including the iPhone 13. I like this display so much better. Doesn't matter if I'm playing games, if I'm watching videos, whatever I might be doing, this display makes it super engaging. The large display also adds the multitasking. I know that's part of the features of this phone, but without this display, that wouldn't really be possible. So this display, the gorgeous vivid design, the lines, and of course the size make this the second best feature of the S22 Ultra. Now, the third best thing about this phone is controversial. Okay, it's very controversial. All right, let me explain. I have said historically, and you can find this in textbooks probably, that this 100x zoom camera that's on the back of this device is for basically stalkers. It has 100 times zoom. Now, I mentioned this in my last video. No one needs that unless you're a stalker for the booty pics or something like that. You know, you're trying to do the I don't even know what you're trying to do. Well, I have found myself recently using this 100x zoom, and it's not because I'm a stalker. Relax, calm your tits. One of the commentators on my last video said that they use their 100x zoom to snap pictures of the moon. And I was like, what is this guy talking about? It's super blurry. But he said no, the pictures look great, they look fresh, and so I went out last night, full moon, I took a few pictures, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, no one in the history of phonology will ever care about me taking photos. My 100x zoom photos of the moon will never add any value to anybody's life. But is it fun? Yes. And that kind of takes me down the whole road of, hey, if I can do a 100x zoom of the moon, what else can I take a pic of? And you know, that's a very dangerous road now that we're coming down. But that's just a personal kind of entertaining thing to see, you know, how much farther you can zoom and what kinds of pictures you can take. The picture of the moon surprised me. It was actually really cool. I had never seen the moon in that kind of detail with a phone. Wow, I just smashed my camera. Or, well, yeah, okay. And so, before it was one of the most useless features to me, the 100x zoom actually kind of became a lot of fun to use. The next best thing about this device is also, of course, controversial. Okay, there have been numerous stories about the battery life of this thing. Some people are getting like 3 hours of screen on time, and some people are getting like 12 hours. Now, me personally, I'm getting 7 hours straight, 6 to 7 hours straight of everyday screen on time with this phone, and it's been a pleasure for me. So I really do love the battery life, and some of you guys also are enjoying amazing battery life. And you know, one of my viewers has sent me a video of his usage log, which I'll show here, and basically we're demonstrating that the battery life is really good. Now, that being said, there are again some people that are saying that, you know, the battery life is not that good. They're getting basically 3 hours to 4 hours of screen on time, so there might be an actual issue when it comes to the quality control. But for most people, after that optimization period, 6 to 7 hours of screen on time is pretty standard, and I'm with it. I love it. I love the screen on time. Just to get into a little bit of detail as to what I'm doing to achieve that screen on time, Nothing. I'm not doing anything. I run this full 120 hertz as much as possible. I've got this on that. So that display level, I mean, I'm not cutting any corners. I'm not kind of just, taking it back. I'm not lowering the refresh frame rate or anything like that. I've got this running on full power, no power saving mode either, and it still gets me 6 to 7 hours of screen on time. So as far as my usage, I really do enjoy the battery life. And the final thing that I love about this phone, don't worry, this one's not so controversial, is the build quality. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very solid piece of technology. This is a tank of a phone, okay? Now, that doesn't mean if you drop it, it's going to survive. In fact, it probably won't. Because these edges are curved on the glass, that's where the glass is the most fragile, and falling on that edge is going to snap the glass. Also, because it's so heavy, being so big, it's obviously going to be heavy. Dropping it from this height and dropping the Z Flip 3 from this height, the Z Flip 3, I smashed it again, damn it. The Z Flip 3 has a better chance of survival than this because of how heavy it is. It is, in fact, heavier than the Z Flip 3. I will say that, obviously. Aside from build quality, the design of the phone also kind of lends to a much more premium look than we've almost ever seen. The matte black glass, I went for phantom black with this device. The kind of, I guess, blackened chrome, it just all adds to this very business-like feel, and I'm really all about it. I love it. But that's it. That's it. Nothing more, ladies and gentlemen. That's all there is to love about this device, because now it is time to get into everything wrong with this device. Let's go. Grab a pack of tissues. It's going to hurt. I'm gonna start with a heavy hitter. Okay, this is a heavy hitter right here. And I don't know if you guys are having this issue, but I've been having this issue since the day I unboxed this thing. And I'm talking about glitches. Yes, on apps like YouTube, on Google Apps. Mostly it's Google Apps, photos and things like that. But those are also the apps I use the most. Chrome as well. These apps, whenever I launch them, they launch up to the loading screen and then cancel. They just turn off and go away. I have done everything. I have restarted my entire device, factory data reset. I have made sure my device is fully upgraded. I've individually updated all of the apps, all of the firmware, the software. I've done it all, fam. And I have this issue so many times that I had to bring it up in here in my #1 spot on the things I hate about this device. Now, all of my Samsung devices, including the Z Flip 3, the S22 Plus, they all have their occasional crashes. It happens, and apps crash and things like that. But this has been happening so much that it's just annoying. And it's not that I run an app and it opens up and crashes, and then when I open it the second time it runs. This will go on for like 5 minutes straight, where this app just continues crashing after like shut down my device, restart it, and then it works again. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why it's happening. I've reached out to Samsung, no replies back, but that has to be on my #1 spot of the things I hate about this device. Number 2, it has to be the size of this thing. Now, I know when I was talking about the things I love, the display and the large size of the display was one of the things that I loved about this device. And yes, the large display makes it so easy to multitask. It makes all that multitasking easier. But the large display aside, the size of this thing is so big that it's hard to put anywhere else. One of the things I talked about was going from February, when I picked up this device, all the way now into April. We've kind of have this transition of going from winter into spring and hopefully summer. Hopefully. And what this means is you're wearing smaller clothes, you're not wearing as many layers, no hoodies, and it's harder to put this phone away. Now, I don't carry a man purse, I'm not that kind of a guy, so slashing this in my pockets has been a bit of an issue for me. What I will say, just like one thing that could solve this entire problem is making the edges flat. Box out the edges and make the display flat as well. Get rid of these curved edges, because what that'll do, and I want to say this is the third thing I hate about this device, these curved edges. Solving the whole size problem, if this was a flat display and there were no curved edges, holding this device would be so much easier. And that's also another part of the thing that I don't like about this device. holding it's just so big, and these curved edges make it slippery and sharp. I don't like that. So if this could be a boxy display like the S22 line, that would solve that entire problem, and I would love it so much more. And by the way, the edge panel stuff, get that garbage out of here. I don't need the curved display to do edge panels. I enjoy the edge panels on my S22 Plus as well, and that's a flat display. So don't bring up that in the comments, okay? I'm not about it. So the fourth thing that I hate about this device, we're gonna continue, is the sound. I've called this in the past as well. My last review, I said the same thing, and it has persisted, and I still can't get used to it. I still hate the sound that comes out of the speakers, and I call it bourgeoisie trash. It's not the worst sound on the planet. It's listenable. You know, it's coming from a very, very premium device, and that's why it's bourgeoisie trash. It has a very, very tin accent. Take a listen. Let me see if you guys can hear a tin accent, because I didn't do this in the last video, but I want to let you guys hear in on this. It has heavy tin accent. Okay, if you haven't heard it by then, you gotta get your ears checked, fam. Heavy tin accent on this device. I don't like it, and I don't know why it has to be there. Now, a lot of people have said it's because of putting in this S Pen, but weren't S Pens on every other device before this as well? They had to make room for the speaker, so... And it is off this bottom speaker, by the way. It just sounds really bad, and that's gonna be the fourth complaint I have about this device. And the final complaint I have about the Galaxy S22 Ultra, get ready for this one, it is the optimization period. Now, I've been reviewing Samsungs for quite a while. It's been about 3 months, and I have to say that every time I pick up a Samsung device, there is this optimization period that from my S6 and S7 days was unheard of. But now you start hearing this thing where, you know, oh, give it like a few weeks to understand your usage. And it's not just a conspiracy, it's actually a thing. This phone took 3 weeks to fully optimize to get that 6 to 7 hour battery time. 3 weeks of just, you know, rushing around with the charger to make sure this phone was charged, because it would die in like 3-4 hours. The standby time was like garbage as well. Okay, so this whole thing with an optimization period, okay, I understand, you know, we're innovating, I guess, but why is it a whole month that I have to sit around with a device that can barely get through the entire day when it's supposed to? You know, it's marketed as something that's 24 hours plus. So that's my final complaint about these. I guess this whole line of the S22 series is how long these optimization periods have been, and the fact that they're so uneven when it comes to different users. Now, part of it makes sense. Everyone has their own kind of usage of the device, but the end results for a lot of people are uneven as well. Some people are barely getting, like I said, 3 or 4 hours of screen on time, and other people like myself are getting 6-7 hours. Some people, like I showed, are getting much more, so like 12 hours of screen on time. And so this uneven usage of the battery, this whole, like, some people can optimize in 1 week, apparently some people, for me, it took a month. So it's hard to evaluate. It's hard to provide people with a review, with an honest breakdown of the phone, when there are so many variables that all of a sudden continue to be added to these devices. I mean, is this necessary? It might be. I'm not saying it's not a necessary thing, but it is a complaint nonetheless. I don't like the fact that this optimization period is all over the place. For my AMG GT53, my car, dude, it was like a 10,000 mile, or no, when I first bought it, it was an 85-mile braking period. That was before I could like rev the engine over 5 or 6, something like that, the AMG braking period. And then it took 10,000 miles to do like a proper break-in. But like, you know, those are standards. So there's a standard set. It's going to take this long to break in, and then it's going to take this long to break in. Doesn't matter how you get there, but when you get there, you've basically broken the device. These devices have no standards, and so that's kind of something that annoys me. I don't like that about these. It is what it is, though. That's all. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, those are things I love and hate about the Galaxy S22 Ultra. If you resonated with any of these, comment down below. Let me know which one resonated with you. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button as well, because it really helps me out. And hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching so far. For the people who watched the end of the videos, I'm gonna call you guys fossils, okay? And by the way, that's my name as well. There's people in the comment section below addressing me as Chilled. Hey Chilled, what's up? That's like me calling the town sheriff, hey town, what's up? No, I'm Chilled as an adjective, fam. My name is Fossil. So just call me, hey Fossil, what's up? Like, my plant died. I have the S8 Ultra right there. I'll probably review that later this week as well. So make sure to be subscribed. Or not the S8 Ultra, the S8 Plus now. Make sure to be subscribed so you get all the latest updates on the latest technology, on the latest everything, basically. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.
まもなく6番線に快速お面行きが参ります。危ないですから黄色い線路内側までお下がりください。高円寺、阿佐ヶ谷、西荻窪には列車いたしません。